Alright. I think we're live there. I think. Instructions unclear. Am I live? We're back at the uncle's place. Oh my god, the sound is awful. Let me fix that. Let me... I mean, I can only fix it so much. I don't have my mic with me. But I think that's better. It is time, Hugo. It is time. Alright, so welcome to today's deadline stream. It's a bit later than usual because I was working until 2 p.m. And I rushed home, and now we're here. 2 minutes early, actually, to what I said I would be. I mean, in my video I did say 2:30, but we're fine. The mic just went from good to very quiet. Okay, maybe it was just loud on my end. I'll fix it. Maybe like a halfway point then, because it was very, very loud from me in my test thing. So I hope it's good now. We'll put it in a middle run. Thank you for the input. Yeah, I don't have my usual mic with me. This is a borrowed one because it was too big to bring with me. What are we doing today? Well, the same thing as usual. We're looking at everything from FP 1, 2, and 3. We are talking about my transfers, your transfers, taking your questions. We are looking at the simulations from F1 Fantasy Tools, which I wouldn't be too surprised if they're out right now. Let's check it on the second screen here. F1 Fantasy Tools. F1FantasyTools.com, perfect website, and if you're using your wildcard, I would recommend going there. We're going to talk about some chips. I've seen a lot of people talking about the Limitless. I've seen people talk about the No Negative because it might rain. I've seen people talk about autopilot, as always. And as always, I am pretty negative when it comes to using your chips, as always. But we're going to let some people trickle in here before we start with the actual show. I'm going to check, since this is later than usual, I'm going to check if the FP3 simulations are out on F1 Fantasy Tools. They are not. It's still post FP2. So we'll see FP3. I do think they might not include much from Gasly. I wonder if they're using Gasly's FP2 result, because he did not do many laps in FP3. By the way, Gasly should be a must-buy for everyone that can afford him this week. Alright, let's go through chat. Hello, João Pedro. Hello, Reinhardt. Arthur said 30 min before quali, we can expect it. Very good, Reinhardt. Thank you so much for the information. Victor says, can't wait for Rain's #1 tip. I can spoil it for you right now. It involves the other Alpine driver. Russell plus Gasly versus Lando plus Show for here and Hungary. I mean, I prefer Lando, obviously, but I prefer Gasly Russell in Silverstone, and I prefer Lando Show in Hungary. Ashish Prasad, hello, welcome back. Gas penalties including the P2 sim? Yes. In the FP2, yes, it is. By Gasly, says Daniel. I agree. Ashish says, yeah, I'll go through all your questions later. I'm just gonna say my hellos first. Hi, which are the best constructors for this weekend? Ooh, I mean, McLaren look good. Mercedes, it's pretty much the same as last weekend. It's the top 4, and whichever one you can afford of those, I guess. Red Bull Racing looked pretty strong in the simulations, but they've not really performed in free practice, but we'll see. I mean, Max is going to be P2 at the very least. Tyson says, what's up, bro? For a 52-hour work week, so I'm pretty exhausted. Sorry for there not being enough content. I got a lot of questions about... I saw someone say that before the stream started. Calendori, yes. The Discord, I'm going to start a Discord channel where everyone can post their teams, so it's easier to go through the teams live on stream when we're in that sort of portion of the stream. That will not be for this one, but I will fix that in my off week, so it's available in the future. I'm also going to start doing some members perks, adding more emotes, stuff like that. So all of that will be coming in the next week, because I only work like 1 or 2 days next week, so... Racing's Epic, hi, welcome back. Gorka, hello boss, Michael, hi Rain, Michael, hello to you. Hugo is spamming the emote, we love to see it. I do think I will make that face today, Hugo, if Max ends up winning after being slow in every practice session. As she says, hard yes on Discord. It will come. I promise. I will fix and make a server in the coming week because I'm off. Xiao says hello from Brazil. Hello. Nico says hi Rain. How are you? I'm good. I'm a bit exhausted after working all week. I will take your questions. It'll two swap. Don't know what to do. You have Gasly, so I think you're fine, Nico. I mean, honestly, that team is good enough that you could just roll it. Honestly, you honestly could just roll it. What you could do is get McLaren in. We're going to talk about McLaren. So I have my team up here. Before we take all the questions from you guys, let's talk about my team. So it has changed a bit since my team selection video that I posted earlier in the week. Also a bit of a scuffed one from this temporary setup. But what the plan is... Oh, the plan was initially... Oh, Mercedes just stay. The plan initially was to prepare for a double 2 premium driver lineup for Hungary. If you don't know why, well, Hungary is a very hard track to overtake, unless it's, you know, a rainy, chaotic race. So in general, I feel like in Hungary, those 2 premium drivers, 2 premium constructor teams will perform really, really well. Similar to Monaco, just not that extreme, right? So because of that reason, I want to get a 2 premium team in Monaco, and I was, no, not in Monaco, in Hungary, and I was wondering, should I get that now? Should I do the single premium for one more race? I had different options. Should I use my transfers this week? Because I do have 3 free transfers. Should I use this week to prepare for that? And what I've ended up, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I did post a lot of that there. And during this time where I'm on vacation or away in a different city working, I do post a lot on Twitter, team updates and what I'm thinking, what my thoughts are for free practice, live tweets, things like that. So follow me on Twitter if you haven't, because there's a lot of updates there that you might have missed. And I had multiple different ideas of what I could do with my team. McLaren do look really, really strong. My plan was always to downgrade Red Bull. Initially, my plan was to get Ferrari, but now I'm thinking it could be McLaren, since McLaren looks that strong. And since, I'm going to get to Rain's number 1 tip later, Gasly looked that strong. It's probably for Sonoda, but it could also be for Ocon. That is not the driver section. Let's go to the drivers. This could be my team. Now, why is this good? Well, it leaves 4.3 million in the bank. It downgrades Red Bull. I save 1 more transfer, so I have 3 transfers right now. That means I have 3 transfers in Hungary if I only use these 2. And then after that, it's very easy to get a 2 premium lineup from here. All I would have to do is just sell all of my good C-tier assets. And right now, I can already afford something... Oops, that is not what I want to do. I could already afford something like this, right? Now, if I get lucky with price increases on my Ocon, my Gasly, which I think is definitely going to get a price increase unless he DNFs, Magnussen, then I could maybe even afford something like a Piastri alongside this. So this would be my team in Hungary then, with 3 transfers. So considering I can get to a team like this, with a double premium, with Lando Norris still in there. I know it's Logan Sargent, I know, but that could be changed later. I could downgrade Lando to like a Charles Leclerc and then upgrade Logan Sargent to like a show. I'm not a super big fan of running Lando plus Logan because none of them are going to increase that much in price. I think Logan is going to decrease. I think Lando is going to increase slowly. But something like this could be my team for Hungary. And that's essentially what my plan is. I don't think it has changed that much. I think it's pretty set in stone. I think McLaren look fast enough, and I need to sell Red Bull anyway, right? The Red Bull selling needs to happen either this week or next week, and if I don't do it this week to McLaren, that means I would have to take a -10 for it. So I might just do it for free here when McLaren look really fast in Silverstone. They especially look fast in that first sector. And I've probably missed a lot of things in chat. Welcome, 145 of you. Wait, what is the subscriber count? Have we hit the 1,000 yet? Surely we're close. We're 990 subs, guys. There's 10 of you in here out of the 145 people. Surely you haven't subbed. All right, so we have a bunch of more people dropping in. We can share. It's okay. All right, hello, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm getting to all the questions. I'm deep into the sauce right now. So I think my transfers are pretty set. I think it's Red Bull to McLaren, and I think it is 1 C tier. It's either Yuki or Ocon to Gasly. I haven't fully decided. Right now, I'm leaning Yuki because I still don't trust VCarb. All right, that's a portion of my team. Let's see, what was that in the stream timer? I started at like. Can I see this? About about 5 or so-ish minutes in, right? So in case people are asking what my plans are, I'm just gonna tell them to go look at that. All right, let's go check some things in chat. Love the kit. Thank you so much, Darko. Which one? This one? The kit's in the background? Oh, okay. Some questions from chat. First of all, Fraser with the super chat. Thank you so much, Fraser. £5 for the Silverstone Grand Prix, for the British Grand Prix. Thank you so much, Fraser. That means a lot. Thinking of swapping Red Bull to Mercedes just to free up budget for final fix, as qualifying looks to be wet. That is a good thinking. Team would be McLaren, Mercedes, Norris, Hall, Tsunoda, Bottas, Gasly. I actually really like that. That's a good switch. Getting Red Bull down to Mercedes frees up funds. You could final fix. I also have that availability with my team at 4.4 million, right, in the bank. So being able to, could I get Max in here for Lando? I don't think so, right? No, I could not. So I could final fix everyone but Lando from this team. Everyone but Max from this team, sorry. Or I can't upgrade one of my seaters to Stroll either. So I really like that because of the final fix. If something happens in qualifying, right? Oh my god, if that happens, I have to make a video. Yep. And then it also allows you to easily switch to a 2 premium lineup in Hungary. So you're pretty much in the same boat as me, but you thought one extra step about the final fix. So I really like that, Fraser. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's pretty much the only way to guarantee I'm answering your questions, because there's a lot of people in here. 146. Are we hitting 1,000 yet? We are at 998. We need to. Okay, come on. We can get 2 subscribers. There's 143 people in here. Surely I just spit everywhere. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. I got excited and spit everywhere. 142 people in there. Surely 2 people aren't subscribed and can subscribe right now. Well, come on. Someone just unsubscribed. Thank you so much. We're down at 997. All right. Moving on. I'm just going to take that as an opportunity, as my signal to move on. Vincent, how's the weather looking for the race and qualifying? Qualifying is looking fine, I think. The race, it's looking like it could be the tail end of a rainy day, right? So for the race, last time I checked, it looked like it was going to rain early and then it might peter out. So maybe there's no rain, but the track's wet when they start. Maybe it rains the entire race. Silverstone weather. Let's look at it. Yeah, it's looking like it could be a wet one. But it is a downturn. Like the rain is definitely decreasing, so things could happen for sure. Why not Red Bull and McLaren, says Bartito? Well, that looks really good in the simulations, so I agree. But I do need some sort of budget building, right? I can't go all out on. I can't go all out on that, and I don't even think I can do it. Am I wrong? I don't even think I can do it easily, right? So I can't upgrade this to McLaren at all. I would have to downgrade an asset, and that means using 3 transfers. So the thing with running, I really like, if you have McLaren and Red Bull, I think you're fine, Bartito, right? But for me, for my team personally, say if I do that, I would have to make 3 transfers because I want to bring Gasly in, right? I need to bring Gasly in because of his grid penalty. So that would be making 3 transfers. I would downgrade 1 asset and then change 1 asset to Gasly. I would probably change Ocon to Gasly. I would probably downgrade Yuki to like a Bottas, and then I would upgrade Mercedes to McLaren. That's 3 transfers. What that means, however, in Hungary, I'm not going to be able to switch to a 2 premium driver strategy, and I really want that. I also think Mercedes look fine. I still don't fully trust Checo. Red Bull look really good, yes, but that's just from my team personally, because I really, I'm not at a 2 premium driver, and I need to use my transfers wisely. Gas is starting from the pit. Yeah, Gas is starting from the pit lane, I'm pretty sure. Or is it a temp? Is it just? I thought it was a 10 place grid penalty. Is it confirmed pit lane? Yes. That's exactly... Joe Clark, you like Gasly because he has a penalty for overtakes. That's exactly correct. 20 place penalty for Gasly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually even better. I'm pretty sure it's not pit lane. I'm pretty sure it's actually on the grid. It's just lost. Thank you, darling, for the 14 Norwegian kroner. With hearts. That's very cute. See you in a week and a half. Whole new... Yeah, I mean, Gasly pretty much had a whole new car. 53 place... What? 53 place grid penalty. That is so funny. That's actually so funny. Yeah, I missed that. I just saw the engine penalty. Oh, did I hit it? Did we hit 1,000? Did we hit 1,000? We did it! Yay! I mean, okay, listen, 1,000 subs is not that much on YouTube, but like if I had 1,000 people in front of me, I would be freaking out. So, thank you so much. That is actually that's really fun. That's really fun. If you guys have been seeing ads on my videos, I don't see any money from that, but now I will because I hit 1,000. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. He got 10 places for basically every piece in the engine. Got it, Brickwall. Got it. Got it. Thanks, Celtic. Thanks, Dashing. Thanks, Ashish. Let's take some more questions. I saw someone... I wanted to answer that, but that was more of a longer thing. I saw someone ask about the best C tier. That is definitely higher up. Nicholas is high from Texas. Magnussen or Sonoda. Gasly. Then probably Magnussen. The Haas also has upgrades. Don't forget the Haas upgrades. Haas look fast. Blizzard, the Game Wizard, says best C-tier drivers and constructors. Best C-tier constructor is Alpine and Haas, for sure. Best C-tier... Though I wouldn't run that unless you're like starting the game anew, right? The best C-tier driver is going to be Gasly for sure this weekend. And then probably the Haas's. Ocon or Sonoda? Probably Ocon. Oh my god, Fraser, thank you so much for the 10 British pounds for the British Grand Prix. Thank you so much. Thanks for the congratulations. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much for the support. Kevin says Limitless with whom? I wouldn't Limitless because of the rain. I would save it for Hungary. So if you've already used it, triple McLaren, triple Red Bull, and then probably a Mercedes driver. Yeah, so Calvin, if you're running Limitless, I think it's okay, maybe not Paris. I think you do McLaren, Red Bull. You do you probably do double Mercedes driver, right? No Ferrari. So you probably skip out on Paris, and then you do both Russell and Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri. Probably DRS boost on Norris. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Yeah, no problem, Kevin. No problem, Kevin. Will Gasly qualify? Yes, Gasly will still do qualifying runs. I'm assuming. So this is why I prefer Ocon over something like Magnussen or Yuki this week, right? And which is why I'm probably selling Yuki over Ocon. Like Gasly, we know Gasly's taking a 53 place grid penalty, right? He's starting at the very far back. But if he makes it through, he could use his pace with a new car to give Ocon a boost. I don't know if he's going to do that, but maybe the team will say, look, Gasly, you're getting the new car because we like you the most. You're starting at the back. This race, let's make Ocon a bit happy. Let's give him like a slipstream on the run. So if Gasly makes it through to something like a Q3, he will still get qualifying points. He will try and bring Ocon with him, so Ocon will also get qualifying points. And if Ocon gets a good run in Q3, he could start something like P7 and actually get pretty good points. So I like both the Alpines here in Silverstone. I think it is time for... So I don't have MS Paint because I'm using a Mac for this week. So I'm sorry about that. But we're doing this, okay? It's good enough. It's time for... Drumroll, please. Rain. Do I have... yeah, I have this. Rain. Fan. This is really difficult. Fantasy number 1. The sensitivity on this mouse, I was not used to this. Number 1 tip. How do you change the color on this? There we go. Let's make it blue for Alpine. Buy Gasly. There you go. That's Rain's number 1 tip. That's Rain's number 1 tip this week. Just buy Gasly. If you don't know what to do, just buy Gasly. You're gonna be fine. I think he's starting P20. He has a 53 place grid penalty. It's actually so funny. LBJ says, so you're going Norris, double Haas, double Alpine? Yep, that's pretty much it. That's art. It is art, NK. If you already have Gasly, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do, Robbie. But, sorry. I don't know what to do, but you're going to be fine because you have Gasly. Tim Gildman says number 2 tip. We should start an entire tip thing. That's actually really funny. A tip list. Number 2 tip. Make sure you have 2 premium drivers in Hungary. That's my number 2 tip. So it's actually for next weekend. I can spoil. I'm 90% sure that Rain's number 1 tip in Hungary will be make sure you have 2 premium drivers. Why 2 premium in Hungary? Well, you don't need it in Silverstone, but in Hungary, there's no overtakes. I was at the Hungarian Grand Prix last year and it was a stinker. Can I get super chat refund? Paint was painful, says Fraser. No, what do you mean? Look at this. It's super, super pretty. What do you mean? Is it worth -10 from show to Ocon? I would say it's worth a -10 from show to Gasly. From -10 from show to Ocon. If you're gonna be priced out of Ocon next week, maybe. But like, okay, so imagine if show decreases 0.1 and Ocon increases 0.5. Do you have 0.6 million in the bank? SKD55 garage. If you have enough money, I would not use the -10. I would wait for it next week. If you really want to chase that upside, I don't hate it. It's one of those close ones, but I think it could differ 10 points between Show and Ocon plus that 0.6 million. So I actually don't mind the -10 from Show to Ocon. LBJ says, you've been spot on about the number 1 tips. Yes, and I'm actually making an entire video about that next week because this is the halfway point of the season, right? This is race 12 out of 24. And I'm definitely making a sort of summary of the year so far, both for F1 Fantasy as a whole, but also for the channel, because I started this channel at the start of the year with 0 subs, right? And we just did 1,000 today, so thank you so much. Next goal, 10k. But I promise I won't complain about subs any longer. So, yeah, I'm going to make a summary based on, you know, F1 Fantasy as a whole, but also as, from my channel. And I do think I have been correct on most of my big calls this year. It's just that all of my personal calls, all my personal 50-50s have been incorrect. Joe Clark says, when does Fantasy Tool Sim come out for Silverstone? Someone said earlier, I can't remember who, sorry about that, but someone mentioned earlier that Arthur had said on Twitter that the Sims will be out 30 minutes before qualifying. So in 25 minutes. Racing is Epic says, what if you're poor like me and have a 150.3 budget? Do I still set up for a 2 premium driver lineup because can only afford Norris or McLaren in a 2 premium driver lineup, not both? That is close to call. It depends. Like, the thing is, running Norris right now gives you a lot of points because he gets driver of the day all the time. But you also don't gain any more budget. So the longer you wait, the harder it is to make the 2 premium. So you might just have to bite the bullet and build like a Piastri-Russell or Piastri-Hamilton lineup. I think you give up the Norris +1 dream. But in that case, if you think Norris is just going to outscore Piastri and Russell by that much, like take Norris plus Gasly, for example, is that combo going to outscore Piastri plus Russell? In that case, just stick with a single premium. It's not that bad, honestly. The thing is, like, if you run a single premium like I have, you get pretty shafted when your single premium doesn't perform well, like what happened in Austria. Like, if Norris had performed well, I would have been so fine. You know, I would have been probably top 5k. Worth switching, Nar Beta Jar says, worth switching Hulkenberg to Gasly, would have to keep Sargent too. Do you have anyone else to switch to Gasly? Because like Hulkenberg is probably my second favorite C tier this weekend. It's probably Gasly, Hulkenberg, and then Ocon. Hulkenberg has the upgraded Haas. Okay, can someone who knows tell me? I'm not trying to ignore your post first. Okay, I just see now First Cut says you are ignoring my post. I'm so sorry, there's so much in chat. I'm really, really trying. I promise I'll get to you in a minute, but I can't respond to every comment. There's too many people in here. Where was I? Yeah, so does anyone who know if Magnussen also has the Haas upgrade? I know Hulkenberg has it. Alright, so that's First Cut. You have, sorry again for missing posts, guys. I'm trying really hard. Norris, Ocon, Show, Sargent, Nico, plus Mercedes, Red Bull, 116.8 million budget, 2 transfers. What to do? What do you recommend? I do recommend my number 1 tip, buy Gasly. So, for who? I mean, if you don't know what to do, I would just switch Ocon to Gasly, right? But you could also do the exact same thing that I do. You could downgrade Red Bull to McLaren and upgrade Sargent. I don't know if you can upgrade Sargent to Gasly with that money. Probably not. But you could probably upgrade Show. So you could upgrade Show to Gasly and then downgrade Red Bull to McLaren. That looks pretty good for your team. It's a similar move to what I'm doing. When Steve Ricciardo gets penalized for weaving in pit lane, it was being investigated. He got reprimand. Okay, reprimands doesn't really do anything. Calendora says no negative chip today, or save for Baku or Singapore. I think you save it for a sprint race, Calendora. I think the no negative chip is just optimal in sprint races, so you probably save it for Brazil. Russell Hamilton, Oscar says, I think I prefer Russell because he's cheaper. And he seems to be preferred by the team, and he's also outperforming Hamilton right now. It has to be said. Best B tiers to build budget. Piastri is probably number 1. Russell and Hamilton is probably number 2. And then the Ferrari assets. Andy says, yes, both Haas have the upgrades, but K-Mag struggling with them. Hulk likes them. Okay, thank you so much, Andy. Yeah, because I saw people saying that Hulk was flying and K-Mag was struggling. I didn't know if K-Mag... well, I mean, I'm going to stick with K-Mag probably. I'm probably not switching K-Mag to... I'm probably switching Tsunoda to Gasly. But yeah, I really, really like Hulk this weekend. Alright, let's scroll back down. So we're live. Ed Lova says, hi Rain, what do you think? Norris 2X, Tsunoda or Gasly, Hulk, Mag, Albon, McLaren, Mercedes, 130.7, 2 free transfers. You have Gasly, so you're fine. You have Norris, you're fine. You have Hulkenberg, you're fine. You have Magnan. I don't even know what to do. Your team is one of those that's like, what can you even do? You can switch Tsunoda to Ocon, I guess. Switch Tsunoda to Ocon and save 1 transfer. I think Alpine looked better than VCarb this weekend, so that's probably what I would do. But your team looks perfectly fine. What else do we have? All Custom says Gasly or Ocon. Look at the screen. It says buy Gasly. When to wildcard, says Surya. When your team is bad. That's when you wildcard. Or in a race where, say Alpine came with a massive upgrade. No, not Alpine, because Alpine's easy to buy. Say Aston Martin. Okay, Aston Martin is really hard to fit into our teams right now. Say Aston Martin just popped up with the craziest upgrade of all time, a la McLaren last year, you know? Then you can wildcard to get all Aston Martin assets in the same weekend, right? So it's either when something like that happens, or just when your team's bad. It's very, very personal. There's like no real correct time to use the wildcard. I used it when I was like, my team is bad right now. I need to change my lineup. I need to earn some budget because I'm falling behind on budget building. So I used it in Japan, and I think it worked out well. I got Aston Martin in for price increases. So yeah. Asim says, limitless in Hungary. Right now, yes, but obviously don't lock that into your head. But I personally think that could be really good. Piastri or Russell in for Norris. If you have to make moves like that, Martin, I think it's Piastri. But, I mean, I think Norris is going to win. So, KM says best picks with 103.5 mil for budget building. When you're like below 110 million in budget, I think you kind of have to stick with a like a C tier constructor. You could do like Ferrari, Mercedes, I guess, as a constructor, and just Norris. Like I think you could afford like a Norris, or maybe not Norris, but maybe like Piastri, Mercedes, Ferrari. But you could also, if you want to run Norris in there and still get the points, but that's not budget building really. It's a difficult one. I think you do. You might take a gamble and just go Alpine. Just go Alpine as a constructor at that point when you're that poor. Sawyer says one of the main points for today: you buy Gasly. That's the main point for today. And I guess is Rain going to Rain definitely messes up limitless users. So thoughts on Stroll this weekend? Says Parsival. I really like Stroll. If I had the money, I would get Stroll in. This by the way, this is the last weekend you can have Stroll probably. I think Stroll is probably increasing 0.5 million, and if Stroll increases 0.5 million, he's a B tier asset, and Stroll as a B tier asset is literally the worst. Rain watch with Rain, true, says Hugo. A lot of questions in chat. I'm trying really hard to get to all of them, but I cannot. If you are, there's 200 people right now watching. Thank you so much. 45 minutes left on the deadline. We're only at 42 likes on the stream. That's pretty poor. We can do better than that. There's 150 people in here who haven't liked the stream. I think that says a lot. I think you should like the stream so we can get to like 100 likes at least. Let's see. Was second. Thank you, Celtic. True hero. 6 DNFs in the F2 race already. Oh yeah, I'm not watching the F2 right. I should probably have the F2 on in the background just as a thing, you know. I should switch over to this. I mean, you know the tip. Buy Gasly, that's the tip. Yeah, I'm not watching F2, so let me know if something crazy happens in F2. I'm streaming instead. J-Bong says, is Ferrari a good constructor? Yes, but I think Mercedes is better. And Mercedes is Mercedes still cheaper? Yes, I think Mercedes is just better than Ferrari. I think right now, Red Bull or McLaren is obviously best for points if Red Bull and McLaren perform where they should be. But it's pretty hard to afford that with other good assets. So I think Mercedes is the best constructor in the game right now. And I think you probably run that. You can run that with any of the three. If you really need budget building, if you're at like 112 million, I think you run Mercedes, Ferrari and just chill. Just ignore Red Bull, just ignore McLaren. Just sit on Mercedes, Ferrari until they hit 25 mil. And then I really like Ferrari alongside Mercedes for budget building. But if you're running McLaren or Red Bull, I don't see why you wouldn't just run Mercedes over Ferrari. Another super chat from Robert699 Canadian says, should I change Mercedes to Red Bull? Take a -10. Ooh, that is tough. That is tough. Do I think... it depends on a couple things, Robert. I don't know the rest of your team, right? So, in a vacuum, I think it could be worth it. I think Red Bull, if Max Verstappen wins, if Red Bull gets the fastest pit stop, I think Red Bull will outscore Mercedes by more than 10 points. So, I don't hate that. The question is, what else are you changing, right? Is that just one switch? Have you already made changes? Is that the one switch you're making for that -10 with the budget you have in the bank? Or are you also downgrading something like a Magnussen to a Sargent? In that case, no, right? So in a vacuum, I think it could be good. But if you're changing like a Magnussen or like an Ocon or a Gasly, don't change Gasly, or Tsunoda down to a Sargent, I don't think it's worth it. I think Mercedes is really, really good at budget building, so I think you're fine with sticking with Mercedes. So overall, my answer to that is going to be no. Also because I think next weekend in Hungary, I think it's going to be strong having a cheaper constructor alongside 2 premium drivers. It's a close one, Robert. I think in a vacuum, I do think it could be worth it. But long term, and depending on what the rest of your team looks like, I don't think it's worth it. I think Mercedes is a perfectly valid pick. So thank you so much for the question and the super chat. Let's go back down to the stream. All right, we have another 40 odd minutes until the deadline. I think I'm going to lock in my transfers right now. I think I've decided. I don't think there's any reason to wait for me personally. I think this is just my team. I think I'm running Gasly. I think I'm running McLaren. So I think I'm just going to do it now. Boom. So, Yuki Tsunoda, yes. Red Bull to McLaren, yes. My, boom, Rain Fantasy certified #1 tip is buy Gasly. He has a 53 place grid penalty. He's going to start at the back with a fast car, presumably. So yeah, this is my team. Actually, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait until the simulations are out. Okay, I chickened out. Okay, this is probably my team, but I'm waiting until the simulations are out. They should be out in the next 10 minutes. Asim says, -20 to take Gasly and K-Mag for show and sorted because limitless in Hungary. Do you have the money for that? I actually think that could be worth it. I'm not gonna lie, I actually think that could be worth it. It sounds like a lot to take a -20, but I do think Gasly is going to outscore show by probably 10 points. K-Mag could outscore sorted by 10 points. It definitely has a higher chance to increase in price. And then you have limitless in Hungary. Honestly, even though it's a -20, I kind of like it, Asim. I kind of like it. I am baiting you, KM. I am baiting you, sorry. Yeah, dude, imagine some random FIA decision. Jeez, you're reckless tonight. Yeah, I am a bit reckless, but that's just because for once, this is, okay, honestly, this season of F1 Fantasy has been crazy. This is like the first weekend where I'm, apart from like the limitless in Miami, which ended up being a bad decision anyway, so I probably should have thought about that a bit more. This is like the first time I feel like I just know what to do, right? There's nothing really that's changing. So this weekend, I just feel fine, you know? I just feel like my team's good. The switch is easy. Yeah, exactly. Finally a weekend where you don't have a 50-50 to call. Exactly. I don't have a 50-50 to call. I can just chill. The only thing is like, do I want to sell Magnussen or Ocon for Gasly instead? But like, even if okay, we're gonna talk about my team a bit more. I'm gonna be selfish, okay? Right. So I have Yuki. Why does this do? Okay, I have Yuki. So those 0.3 million from Magnussen, unfortunately, doesn't matter. So say I were to change Magnussen to Gasly instead. Gasly's 10.1. With that, I could still not afford Max Verstappen. Because Max Verstappen is 30.9. I'm 0.3 away. So even if, final fix, Max Verstappen starts P19, I unfortunately could not final fix Max Verstappen with this team. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I think we're fine. Let's put Lando Norris back in there. Yeah. Let's just do this the way... back with Gasly and back with K-Mag. So because of that, I think I'm just doing Tsunoda to Gasly. Back to the questions. 190 people in here. Have we hit 100 likes yet on the stream? We should have hit 100 likes by this point. At this point. We've not. We're on 68 likes with 200 people in here. Come on. Come on. Give me something. Give me something. I'm trying to answer your questions, okay? Martin says, please rank Russell, Hamilton, Piastri, Leclerc, Sainz. I think Piastri is #1. McLaren look fast. I think Russell is #2 because Russell actually look better than Hamilton right now. I think Hamilton's #3 and because Russell's cheaper than Hamilton. I think Hamilton's 3 and then Leclerc and Sainz is like even. I don't know who I would choose between them. Uber's like number 69. Nice. Antonelli F2 win. That's actually sick. That's actually sick. I got the same team, but Red Bull instead of Mercedes. So you're rich, Soera. What about 2x Gasly? That's brave, NK. That is brave. Parole says Ocon or Stroll. That's close. I think I prefer Ocon this race. But whichever one, I guess. I think I prefer Ocon because that leaves money in the bank for a final fix in case you need it, Parole. 2x Gasly, that is... You need Gasly to do something incredible for that to be worth it. Like, say he overtakes, that 10 overtakes, 10 positions gained, that's 20 points, that's incredible for a C-tier asset. That still doesn't beat Lando Norris winning and getting driver of the day. So, keep in mind we might have thundery rain Sunday. Yes, I'm very well aware of rain risk at the race. Kevin says, hi Rain, what do you think Red Bull to Mercedes? I already have McLaren. I like it. It gives money in the bank for something, you know, and final fix upgrades should something crazy happen in the qualifying, in the wet qualifying. We're watching the qualifying together, by the way. It doesn't say anywhere, but we are watching. We are watching the qualifying together after this. So if you have nowhere to be before the football tonight, then stick around. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna look. Hugo, spam the emote. Hugo, spam the emote, because that's what I'm going to look like when Verstappen wins and takes pole position, even though he's not been good in free practice. Thomas says, hi Rain, which one is better? McLaren, Mercedes, Norris, Russell, Hulk, Bottas, Sargent, or Ferrari, Mercedes, Norris, Russell, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Sargent? I'm between these two teams. What's the difference? Ferrari over McLaren, and then Gasly over Bottas. I do prefer Ferrari Gasly over McLaren Bottas, because I like Gasly that much this week. Euros winner thoughts? I think Spain's going to win. I said it all the time that I think the winner of Germany-Spain is going to win. So I think Spain wins. My number one tip is buy this. Can Ferrari be a fair swap over McLaren? Yes, of course. That was my plan all along, J-Bong. I was going to bring Ferrari in. It's just that McLaren look good and I can still do what I want to with my budget to get McLaren. So I'm just getting McLaren in, but I think Ferrari is fine. Unless you don't have Mercedes, then get Mercedes over McLaren. Celtic says, still hurt that pen not given. I don't think it was a pen. I'm going to be that guy. Listen, it's a 50-50 decision, but the hand is on its way down. It might have been offside in the build-up, so it would have been a controversial call either way. Though I do think if they had called it a pen, I don't think there would have been that many protests against it. So it's one of those 50-50s, but I think they could have avoided some heat if they called it a pen. VR check at least. I mean, VR checks everything. It's just that they, you know. But yeah, I agree, Celtic. The thing is, like, if VAR don't says go and look at it, when VAR says go look at it, they want it to be a penalty, right? So it's ultimately up to the ref. But that's kind of like, it's an English ref, that's kind of English rule that where the hand is sort of depends. All right, we're talking football now. Let's talk. Yeah, it was a good game, though. Salima says, should I switch signs for Charles or no? I think you should switch signs to Piastri or Russell over Charles, personally. And I'm a Ferrari fanboy, so Sims are out! Okay, Sims are out. Guys, if you haven't been here in this stream before, when the F1 Fantasy Tools post FP3 Sims are out, we always look at them. So we're going to look at them, then we're going to finalize my transfers, then we're doing the final question for you guys. I'm going to go refill my water because I can start feeling my throat dry up. So I'm going to refill my water, and then we're going to look at the FP3 simulations. Be right back. All right. Here we go. Oh, simulation time. Simulation time. Here we are, the beautiful website that is F1 Fantasy Tools. Piastri dropped to 5th. Why? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean 5th? Check Sims. I am. McLaren Mercedes time. Is that what they say? Team calculator. All right. This mouse, the sensitivity on this is brutal. Post FP3. What's my budget again? I forgot. I definitely forgot what my budget is. I think it's 116. I'm just gonna put 116 million for now. Recalculate. They still say Gasly though. They really like Gasly. I think this is very correct. I also think it's like the mildest take of all time, by the way. So I'm not. No, listen. I'm not taking credit for saying buy Gasly. But all right, that is a lot. 2x Russell. Hello. Is my budget 118? Is it really? I like that you guys have a better idea of my budget. Let's look at my budget. Is my budget really 118? Maybe it was 116 last weekend. It is 101.1. Someone was wrong. Races at 118.3. Incorrect. Incorrect. 118.1. I forgot about the budget changes from last week. I'm gonna be honest. All right. We have. So I'm gonna do 118. If you guys, why do I keep using the wrong keyboard? If you guys want to do this on your own, just go to F1 Fantasy Tools, input your current budget. You can check it just like how I did just now. You just go to your team, remove everything, see what your cost cap is. Recalculate at 118.1 million. Do they prefer Norris now? They do prefer Norris now. Okay. Russell, they preferred Russell previously, but this is the team they prefer. They really like bringing Sargent in here because they think that Mercedes Ferrari. What? Why is it saying Mercedes Ferrari over McLaren Mercedes? That I don't understand. Oh, because they're saying, oh, because I can't afford Gasly in here. I actually think Gasly's so powerful. That's why that's the case. So, for my budget, they're saying Mercedes Ferrari, so that I can run a double premium. You know, these calculations always like the double premium. Now, obviously, I don't have Russell, right? They preferred this over this because I can't fit Gasly in when I have Norris Russell. And that's true, I can't. I mean, if you guys don't remember, this is the exact team I was looking at. Look, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Sargent, Russell. Like, that's what I'm probably running in Hungary, right? And that is the third preferred team. But they prefer Gasly so much that they're saying Ferrari over McLaren. If we up this budget to 120, I'm just gonna, you know, oops, that's 1,000. 120, what? It's so slow. 120. I hope the stream is fine and not lagging. At 120, like everything is McLaren, Mercedes, Norris, Russell, Gasly, right? So they like Gasly so much that they say it's better to have Ferrari over McLaren. So they actually probably think Gasly is the third or fourth best asset in the game this weekend. Based on the preferential treatment too, I think they really like Norris. They really, really like Russell and Hamilton. But probably Russell over Hamilton. They really like Mercedes constructor. Red Bull's nowhere to be seen, guys. Red Bull's actually nowhere to be seen. And that's why I don't think Hugo was in here. I don't think Hugo was in here when I told him to spam the emote. So, I don't think I can... Yeah, no, if I click this, I ruin everything. There's an emote that I have of my face, what my face will look like when Max wins. Even though this. There we go, Hugo, thank you. That's what I will look like. That is exactly what I will look like when Verstappen wins, even though it looks like this. So, yeah. Oh, man, are you a Man U fan? Yeah, sorry, born to fail. I mean, I'm in an Arsenal fan's room, so maybe, you know, maybe that helps. But yeah. Deep in the Sims. Yeah, I'm also deep in the Sims. That's very low. Is that better? Yep. Listen, as long as you're not a City fan, you're fine. Yep. As long as there's a couple of Arsenal shirts over there. That's just because it rained. That's fair. glory, man. All Arsenal always cock it up. That's a bad word, AE. You can't say that. They've been edging me for decades. Why is Gasly so powerful? Please explain. Okay, so Uber, Gasly has a 53 place grid penalty. 53. And his car, he basically has a whole new car. Like, every part in his engine has been changed. So, he has a completely new car. It's presumed very fast, and he's starting from the back in a rainy race. I mean, if he doesn't DNF, he's getting a 20-pointer. I think it's as simple as that. I mean, this is pretty much what I was expecting, and I'm running a close to this team. I'm just not running Norris Russell, right? I'm running 4 C tiers and just praying. So yeah, Norris is very powerful. I mean, he has what, 7 of the last 8 driver of the days. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. But yeah, if you guys want to do this on your own, just always take it with a pinch of salt, right? So if I look, the top preferred team for my budget is saying Mercedes, Ferrari, but that's because they like the double premium, so know that it has a, it has Sargent in here because you have to have Sargent to fit this in. I personally don't like Sargent. Instead of running Russell in here, I'm running 4 good C tiers. It's really preferring Gasly over getting McLaren in there. So make sure to look at all the options, but look at your budget. Try to figure out, okay, what's making the simulations give me this team, right? And that's how I think you should approach it. So don't take this as gospel, but it's a good baseline for what to expect. Freddy says, isn't Ham better than Russell in the rain? Maybe. Can afford one of them. I think Russell has just been faster, but maybe Hamilton's better in the rain, so yeah. What do you think, Mercedes or Ferrari, says Thomas? I think that's an easy pick. It's definitely Mercedes. I think Ferrari is clearly the 4th fastest team right now, and I'm a Ferrari fanboy, so. Dashing Fox says, my budget is recommending triple Mercedes with Gasly. Yeah, I think that's one we have to look at. Okay, so it's recommending triple Mercedes because it wants me to have 2 premium drivers, and it wants me to have Gasly. I can't get that with Norris. Now, is it better then, instead of triple Mercedes, to have a Norris as a single driver with good C tiers? Maybe. It depends on what your team looks like. Don't upend your entire team because of simulations, because you only have 2 or 3 transfers, right? Rishi says, thoughts on no negative, by the way? I mean, no negative is never bad in a rainy race. I just think it's so good in sprints. Or in sprint weekends. So I don't think you use it. I think you save it for Brazil. Or Kota. Nino says, I have Norris, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Bottas, Show, Red Bull, and McLaren. I don't know if I want to switch. I also have 1 million in the bank. Norris, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Bottas, Show, Red Bull, McLaren. Don't know if... I mean, you could definitely swap. I think I would follow, for your case, Nino, I would follow the simulations. I would downgrade Red Bull to Mercedes, and then upgrade one of the worst C tiers, right? You already have Gasly, which is good. You have Hulkenberg, which is really good. But you could upgrade Bottas or Show to, like, an Ocon. Or a Magnussen, So I think that's what I would do. Or you just use one transfer, downgrade it, and then have a bunch of million in the bank. So if Verstappen, for some reason, starts P18, you can final fix him in for Norris, and you're good to go. So I think you can be excused for doing either or, It's a good call. All right, we have, 25 minutes to the deadline? Okay, I'm actually going to lock in my team now. Listen, we've been dilly-dallying around too much. It's time to lock in the team. I have been set on this for like 2 days, and it hasn't changed once. I think that's a good sign. You should just do it. The simulations are out. The simulations agree that Gasly is broken in this week. And a good point about Gasly being broken, right? Things like this happen. Suddenly a driver takes a 53 place grid penalty to change their entire car, and they're the best asset in the game. If you are too set on like, oh, in Hungary, I want 2 premium drivers. That's what I've been saying for a long time. But you also have to be ready for changes like this. Maybe Aston Martin shows up with a massive upgrade and suddenly they're the 3rd fastest team. What then? How are you getting Lance Stroll in? How are you getting Alonso in? Things like this, you need to be ready for shifts like this. Not just long-term ones, such as upgrades, but also single week punts, such as Ocon 2 weekends ago. Gasly this weekend. The transfers you have, it's usually better to just stick with the team you have and actually focus on these specific ones, because I think if you don't have Gasly this week, I think you're gonna regret it. Now, just because I said this, it means that Gasly is gonna go in DNF, because something's wrong with this new engine, and you know, we all cry. But I'm locking this in now, and then I'm gonna pretty much only take you guys' questions for the final 25 minutes before the deadline, and then we're watching the qualifying together. So stick around if you have nowhere to be. Then I'm heading out to watch the football at a bar somewhere. So there we go. Yuki Tsunoda to Pierre Gasly. This could have been Magnussen. This could have been Ocon out, but I'm choosing Yuki because we don't know what's wrong with that V-carb. Red Bull Racing to McLaren. McLaren look fast. And this sets me up nicely with 4 million in the bank to essentially do any move except for Max Verstappen on a final fix. And I have a very easy route in Hungary to a 2 premium driver lineup with Norris and Russell. Or Piastri if Gasly increases a lot in price. So there we go. Confirmed changes. It's done. Let's quickly just do something for my other team. You know, this is a team I made in China for the first time, so it's not really important. What do we do here? What do we do? We need Gasly. How do we get Gasly in? Can we get Gasly in for Nico? We can. I think I'm just doing this. I don't like that, though. What do we do? Maybe we're changing. Ooh, I know. We are... Can we do this? And then we add Gasly in here. Where's Gasly? And then we have 12 million in the bank. And then we upgrade Sargent to Lance Stroll for the final time. There we go. That's my second team. I have no budget on this team, but it's just for fun. There we go. And for fun, we're gonna put... Hold up. We're gonna put the 2x on Gasly. On this second team. Ignore what I'm doing. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. This is the team I care about. Okay, this is the team I care about. Top 10k in the world almost. All right, 176 people. There was 210 just now. Everyone dropped out. That's sad. 90 likes on the stream. We can definitely get that to 100. I'm gonna spill some water, then drink some water. Spill some water, then drink some water, and then answer questions. Jetto says, Rain, my team is... Jetto, you know I hate your team because you're so rich. McLaren, Mercedes, Norris, Piastri, Hulk, Gasly, and last driver would be Bottas or Albon. Which do you think is better? I think Bottas. I think Bottas is good for overtaking. I trust him more than that Williams. So I would prefer Bottas over Albon. It's close. But I think Bottas can... Bottas definitely... He definitely scuffs it in sometimes. He gets some overtakes. So yeah. Bubble says, why Gasly? I mean, Gasly is the best driver on the grid. Clearly. If you want to know Bubbles, just scroll back a bit in the stream. I explained it like 15 or so minutes ago. He has a 53 place grid penalty. So and a good car. So is triple Mercedes viable? Yeah, of course, LDJ, of course. But I think if you have the money, I would split it up and run like Piastri plus Russell and then Mercedes. So I would split it up if I could, but I think triple Mercedes is viable. Albon to K-Mag worth a -10 for 2 weeks of budget increases. Probably. I don't hate it, Rishi. I don't hate it. Is a -10 worth it for Gasly? It depends on who you're bringing in, Shafe, but I actually think it could be. I think Gasly could definitely score 10 more points than a Sargent or a Bottas or a Show. Why can't I apply final fix? Because you can't apply the final fix until after qualifying. You can only apply the final fix after qualifying, Luis. Magnussen or Stroll. Pretty even. Magnussen struggled a bit with the new Haas upgrades, but for the money, I think Stroll is nice for a single punt. Kevin says, how are you going to get double B next race week? I'm going to switch out Gasly, Mag, and Ocon for Russell, Sargent, and Bottas, or something similar. I have 4.3 million in the bank, so I can afford that now, and depending on price increases and decreases, I could afford something else. Andrew says, good race for Limitless? No, I think it's a bad race for Limitless. Is the rain expected? Yes. Opportunity for no neg? Yes, but I would prefer no negative in a sprint weekend always, Mario. So I don't think no negative is bad in a rainy race, but I think it's way better in sprints. Dashing Fox has worth a -10 to replace Tsunoda with Ocon or Magnussen. Maybe Ocon, but probably not. It's Tsunoda. If that was like a Bottas, then yes, but I wouldn't do Tsunoda to Ocon or Magnussen for -10. Salima says, I have Norris, Russell, Sainz. Norris or Russell, Sainz. Hulk Bottas for the... Ferrari and Haas. That's an interesting team. Let me scroll back up because I just missed that. Norris, Russell, Sainz, Hulk, Bottas, Ferrari, Haas, and 2 transfers. What should I change? I think that's a pretty easy get rid of. I don't like either of your constructors, to be honest. I think you should have Mercedes over Ferrari. I don't think you should have Haas. I think you should downgrade. I think you should take a -10, Salima. I think you definitely sell Sainz. You sell Sainz for Gasly. You sell Ferrari for, and then you sell Haas for Mercedes. Can you do that? Do you have enough money to do that? If so, that's the easiest switch of my life. Sainz to Gasly and Haas to Mercedes. Easiest switch of my life. If you can't afford that, then maybe switch it around a bit. Hugo says, man, preparing for the 2B lineup next week has left me with a bunch of budget in the bank. 5.6, 5.9, 7.1 for each team. Yep, that can happen, Hugo. But just let you know, if something happens to Max Verstappen, at least you can get him in a final fix. Alexander says, use wildcard now or later. It's very, very personal depending on the team. I think you use it if your team is bad. Thomas says, show or Sargent. Show, definitely. Use Libertas in Hungary. I agree. Richard says, high rain, drop Russell and Sargent for Gasly and Alonso. I really dislike Alonso. I would get Gasly and Stroll over Gasly and Alonso. Just ride Stroll's last price increase and then change it later. I really dislike Alonso as an asset. Salima has a 0 cost cap. I don't know if you can afford that then. No, Sainz is too expensive for you. Yeah. What can you do instead? Norris, Russell, Sainz, Hulk, Bottas. I guess you could stick with Haas for 1 week. I don't hate running Haas for 1 week. I would do Sainz and Ferrari to Gasly, Mercedes, probably. Leave money in the bank. And then get rid of Haas next week. So you do Sainz and Ferrari to Mercedes and Gasly this week. And then next week you do Haas up to Haas back up to Ferrari or to McLaren and downgrade Hulk or Bottas to a Sargent. I think that's what you do, Salima. Alright, I'm scrolling back down to the bottom. Blizzard says Alpine or Haas. I think Alpine this weekend for sure. Marian says, is it worth Ferrari to Mercedes for a -10? It's close. Maybe. Maybe, Marian. Maybe. Yeah, Alpine or Haas, definitely Alpine this weekend because of Gasly. And only because of Gasly. Joshua says, should I keep Piastri or swap Russell or Hamilton with a free transfer? I really like Piastri. I think Piastri is better than her Russell and Hamilton. So I would stick. We're thinking -10 to get Norris, Russell, Gas, Hulk. I don't know what your previous team was, Caps fan, so I can't really respond to that. Russell or Piastri? Piastri. Your brain stem says 1,000 on Pierre for the win. You can do that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Show or Bottas? I prefer Bottas for sure. Show has been pretty bad this year. Mag or Stroll? It's very close, Thomas. I don't know. I probably Stroll. Nah, probably Magnussen actually. Probably Magnussen because he's cheaper. That leaves you money in the bank in case of final fix opportunity. AE says Albon or Sonoda. Sonoda, but Gasly. Your brain says, is that your team? Yes, that's my team. I've made my transfers already. Why Piastri over Russell? Because McLaren just looks so fast. So I think Piastri's better. Now Russell's cheaper, so maybe Russell's better because of that. But I think Piastri's better than Russell. Hamilton or Russell? Russell has been looking better than Hamilton recently. Hamilton might be better at Silverstone in the rain, but I actually prefer Russell. Would you run Albon and Show or Magnussen and Sargent? That's a close one. I would run Gasly and Sargent over Albon and Show for sure. Magnussen and Sargent, I don't know. I guess Albon or Albon and Bottas. Probably. Yeah. I don't know how much I trust Magnussen this week. Quick fire of what is final fix, how to use and why, says Megan. Basically, the final fix makes it so that after the deadline has happened, you can make a transfer. It doesn't cost -10, and you get the points after the switch. So, say that Lando Norris gets pole, Max Verstappen crashes in Q1 and goes out and gets like a P19, then you could final fix Norris to Lando if you have enough money in the bank. It needs to be within your budgets. And then you get Lando's points in qualifying and max points in the race. Juan Pablo says, will it rain? I don't know. If I knew, I would tell you. Amen says, Gasly will cook. Yup. Gasly will cook. Have we hit 1,000 subs yet? Oh, we have hit 1,000 subs. Have we hit 100 likes on the stream? We have 106 likes. Thank you so much. John Trail, thank you so much for the super chat. $2. Red Bull plus Lando or McLaren plus Max? Definitely Red Bull plus Lando. I would even go so far, John, to say McLaren and Lando. Boom. But yeah, I Lando over Max for sure. And but thank you so much for the super chat, man. That means a lot. Wajid says Tsunoda or K-Mag? I prefer K-Mag. We don't know what's wrong with the V-carb car. Russell or Norris 2X? Definitely Norris. Salima, definitely Norris. Ed Love says, alarm, lost question. My team is Norris ×2. Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Mag, and Albon. McLaren and Mercedes. Should I switch Tsunoda and Magnussen for Gasly and Ocon? Yeah, that looks good. I really like that team. I really, really like that switch. Eduardo says, double Haas plus Gasly plus Norris with McLaren and Merc, or double Alpine plus Hulk. Double Alpine plus Hulk. Yeah, double Alpine plus Hulk. It's close though, Eduardo. It's very, very close. Tsunoda versus Stroll. I think it's probably Tsunoda because it's going to rain in qualifying maybe. So maybe something could happen and that will leave you money in the bank. Stroll is such a weird price point. Like if he was 10 million, he would be a no-brainer. But you will never have money to final fix Verstappen. I'm literally like 0.2 away from final fixing Max Verstappen, Marco. So I don't think it's too unreasonable to expect. Like literally, if I had I think it's 0.3 more million in the bank, I could final fix Max. Which Haas driver should I switch for Gasly? Mag, for sure. I really like Nico. I definitely like Nico over Magnussen. Red Bull or Mercedes for this race? Probably Mercedes. Budget building. What is your global rank, may I ask? My global rank is like 10,200 something. 10 minutes to the deadline, guys. Get your final questions in now. But no rush, you know. We have time. We're going to watch the qualifying. Fraser says, I can final fix Verstappen. There you go. Racing Tap is worth a -10 for Bottas to Magnussen. Yeah, probably. Lewis, George, or Piastri. Should I swap Hulk to Gasly? I think you should get Hulk any way you can, Matty. And I prefer Piastri over the Mercedes drivers. VSAB says, I have Norris, Hulk, Gasly, and Mercedes McLaren. -10 for Stroll. No. Oh, so worth -10 for Magnussen and Stroll over Show Bottas. Yeah. -10 is worth for Magnussen and Stroll over Show Bottas for sure. But not if you're switching Gasly out. DRS boost on Piastri or Russell? I think Piastri. Gasly for Hulk or safe transfer? I definitely think... I really like Hulkenberg. Don't get me wrong. Hulkenberg is probably my second favorite seat here. It's probably Gasly, Hulk, Ocon, and then Magnussen in my tier ranking right now. But Gasly is by far the best. Like, Gasly's so much better than Hulk this week, so definitely get Gas. Yeah, exactly. Gasly has a grid penalty. That's why he's good, Panka. That's exactly why he's good. Because he's going to have a fast car and he's starting from P20. What do you think about Sargent? You have him if you have to have him, but I don't like him as an asset. Ocon over Tsunoda, yes. And Albon if I can, yes. If you can, yes. So then Mag or Stroll, I don't know, VSAB, I don't know. I think probably Magnussen because it leaves you money in the bank. But I don't hate Stroll. It depends on what transfers you're making. It's very situational. Jen says, I could change Piastri to Russell or Hamilton. Will you do it? I still save 3 transfers for Hungary. No, I think Piastri is better than Russell Hamilton. I mean, you already have Norris, so maybe you do it to Russell to sort of hedge your bets a bit. But I just really like Piastri. Wasn't a wearing switch in DRS count? It does not count as a transfer, Doug. It does not. It shows up like in your changes made, but it doesn't count as a transfer. -10 to go from Bottas to K-Mag. It's a close one. To Gasly, yes. To Hulk, yes. To Ocon, yes. To K-Mag, maybe. Autopilot is good or no? Autopilot is always decent, but I prefer to wait with Autopilot until later in the season. Whew. And I think I answered your question. Like, last question on my team is Norris, Tsunoda, Hulk, Mag, Albon, McLaren. Should I switch Tsunoda and Mag for Gasly? Ocon? Yeah, I already answered your question, Ed. I said yes. That looks really, really good. Get your lock. Yeah, guys, it's 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Get your locks in now. Like the stream while you're at it. Subscribe if you haven't. We just hit 1,000 subs. Maybe we can keep going. Arbution says, sorry, a bit late. Mercedes versus Red Bull. I prefer Mercedes, actually. Sorry, I had a phone call. That's okay. Alright. I'm gonna get the qualifying up so that I'm ready when it starts. We're watching the qualifying together, so if you have nowhere to be, then feel free to stick around. Does it rain? It's looking a bit gloomy. Show the track. I don't care about Perez's face. I'm not going to be able to put a timer up on stream today, guys, so you're just going to sync up with me if you can. 6 minutes to the deadline. Which is the preferred Haas driver? I prefer Nico. Nico. Celtic says Hulk to Gasly and Hamilton to Russell, or only Hulk to Gas to save a transfer? I think Hamilton and Russell so close, I wouldn't use a transfer on it. I would save a transfer for sure. So I would just do Hulk to Gasly and chill Celtic. Is no negative worth it because of rain forecast? I think no, amen. But it could be worth it. But I think you'd probably save it. I wouldn't use it. No, I've already used it, so it's not a point for me. But like I wouldn't use it. Jack says Rain's the best dude. Thank you so much. I currently have your team. I'm leading my mini league by like 400 points and 4-ish million budget. I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you follow. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to lead your mini league by 400 points and 4-ish million budget. Would you swap to Mercedes, Ferrari, Piastri, Russell, Gasly? More budget, more points. I don't know what your previous team was, but Mercedes, Ferrari, Piastri. I mean, at this point, you're just playing on them, so do what you want. But that is probably a team I'm looking at in Hungary. I really like it, Jack. It's a good team. Ace is man. I love Silverstone. I also love Silverstone. Boost on Piastri or on Ham because of XP on experience on track. I would still put it on Piastri personally. Do you still have a limitless or no? No, I used it in Miami, which was a mistake. Thanks for the stream. Happy racing. Thank you so much, Doug. Thank you everyone for being here. We have 5 minutes of the deadline. Any final questions? Dark says I always overthink, so I just changed Tsunoda for Gasly. Listen, man, that is a perfectly valid switch. I think, if anything, if you're overthinking it, just get Gasly in. That's it. Rain Fantasy certified #1 tip by Gasly, and I will have you know that my #1 tip has been 100% correct so far this season. Martin says, thanks, it's always really good discussion. Thank you so much. Fraser says, later, man, gotta go watch. Can't watch both on phone. That's okay, man. Welcome back next time. Edward says, what do you think about using wildcard for Russell and Piastri or Norris with wildcard Russell and Piastri or Norris with Ocon, Gasly, Show, and Hulk, both teams from McLaren and Merc? It looks really strong. If you could definitely get Norris in there. Oh, Russell, Piastri, or Norris with Ocon, Gasly, Show, and Hulk. So Russell, Piastri, or Norris. I think any Norris variant looks really strong, Eduardo. I like the wildcard. You said last week and scored 295 points. Wow, that's a pretty good one. I saw Limitless, it was really, really bad, Salima, so I was advocating for not using the Limitless. John says, thanks for the help today. Thank you so much, Sean. Your brain says, good luck, have fun. Yeah, good luck, everyone. Make sure to get your teams in 4 minutes to the deadline. Thank you so much for sticking around, but I'm sticking around. I'm staying until another hour, so if you have nowhere else to be and you're watching the qualifying, might as well stick. Happy Asher 2x in Austria, got me 292 points for that week. Whew. Yeah. Had no Limitless, yep. Merc Yuki versus Alpine Oscar. Merc Yuki. Merc Yuki, always. Premium constructor is always better than premium driver. Always better. Like, where's Oscar Piastri going to land? Maybe like a P3, P4 at best. So, yeah. Let's go. It's time. 3 minutes to the deadline. K-Mag or Yuki this week? K-Mag, Tommaso. Russell or Piastri? I prefer Piastri, but it's very close. You could definitely go for Russell. Joe Clark says, thanks, Raid. Good stuff as usual. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like the stream before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. There's more content coming. There's a lot coming in the next week. If you haven't, be sure to check out the channel. There's videos long term as well. Fraser says, F1 TV has C4 and Sky Commentator, but no rain comes. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much for the third super chat this stream. Thank you so much, Fraser. Your support means a lot. We have more stuff coming next week. I'm putting up a Discord channel where you guys can post your teams for review. I'm doing a members only thing, members bonuses if you guys want to become a member of this the channel. Every bit of support helps a lot. So yeah, Tiago says, thanks, man. I'm going to watch the F1 qual. Thanks a lot. I'm also going to watch the F1 quality right here. I'm not moving. Let's switch back to the team. It is 2 minutes to the deadline. Don't be late. But thank you so much for checking out the stream. Like, honestly, just being here is enough, but a quick like the stream before you leave, and a subscribe if you haven't, definitely means a lot. There's more coming. There's more coming. Oh, time to get comfortable. Oh, let's see. Oh. Can I sit like this? I think I can. Alright. Alright. 1 minute to the deadline. Don't miss it, guys. I think everyone at this point has made their transfers. A good stream. Good stream. Getting Pierre Gasly in feels right. I think I'm excited for Pierre Gasly masterclass from P20 tomorrow. This is the after this race, we are halfway through the season, so that is definitely exciting. I'm gonna do like a half. What's it called? Like a halfway wrap up, I suppose. Good luck, have fun, everyone. There you go. Deadline has passed. If you didn't make your transfers, you snooze, you lose, I guess. There we go. It's locked. It is locked. Bubble says, how did Gasly end up in P20? How many components did he have? He has a 53 place grid penalty. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to start behind him. The only way that someone starts behind him is if they make changes after qualifying and have to start from pit lane. But in that case, like, Gasly's starting on the... I'm pretty sure Gasly's starting on the grid still, so... He switched, like, every different part in his engine. So he got like 5 different engine -10s. I have no idea. Apparently he has a 53 place grid penalty, that's all I know. I thought it was just a -10. Yeah, I've also never heard that before. It's bonkers. I thought it was just a -10 from the first thing, and even then he would be great, but like -53, that's just he basically has a new car. I'm excited for Gasly's pace. I think that's why I like Ocon as well, because I think, like, surely, even though they don't like each other, for the team, they have to boost each other, right? Gasly's going to be lost no matter what, so just boost Ocon to, like, a P7, you know? 53 positions is crazy. Whew. Oh, my God. All we need from Gasly is to set time. Yeah. We need him to just roll out. And he has rolled out, so he has rolled out. But yeah, I'm hoping Gasly can get to Q3. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But I'm guessing they wanna, like, they have a completely new engine essentially on that car, so they're gonna want to test it out. Surely, right? They need to, like, test it out, see what works, see what doesn't, so that they're ready for Hungary. They need data, so I'm assuming they're doing some proper runs. If you get more than 20 grid penalties, then you should downgrade it to F2 and F3 and Porsche Super Cup. I mean, on some tracks, there are, like, more grid squares drawn up, because, you know, some races and classes have more than 20 cars. Like, imagine, you know, there's 20 cars, and then the car in P20 is, like, actually starting on, like, the 15th grid position back. I don't hate that. It looks wet on track. Are they out on inters? I can't see from here. They are out on inters. Okay. But it's probably going to dry up. This qualifying is going to be crazy. I'm quickly going to just mute while I eat a Twix bar. So I'll be right back. Q1 to start though. My Jack Bruce says, who is in shambles more, Ronaldo or Sargent? Probably Sargent. I don't think Ronaldo's in shambles. He got to the quarterfinals, you know? This is the only time we see Sargent at number 1. I doubt it. Ocon goes fastest, 39.07. Pretty clear of the kicks. 37.7. That is a brutal difference. Russell slower, but not by a lot. Very, very even between Hamilton and Russell. Verstappen goes fastest. Oh, he went out first. That's true. That's true. Whew. Yeah. Norris missed there in the. I can see which turn it was, or which corner it was. Apparently, there's a risk for more rain, so they're definitely in a hurry to set a decent lap. Like, that's what could send someone like a Norris out, you know? If they miss a run, if they make a mistake, like Sainz's terrible time that he just said. I also just spit again. What's wrong with me? Sainz had a terrible time. Like, say it starts raining more now, Sainz is out, right? I think that if say Sainz were to have a terrible qualifying, Norris still goes second fastest despite the mistake. Albon P6, above Piastri and Perez. Charles Leclerc did something. Leclerc, what did he do? Yep. You can't do that. If you are on a 2 premium driver lineup and like Sainz goes out in P20, I think you final fix Sainz in for like Russell or Piastri, right? Sainz setting another lap now. Maybe he just did a slower one. Track conditions, it's dry on half of it, inters on the other. This is better from Sainz. Alright, let's see here. Leclerc's still 5th fastest despite that slight mistake he did. But will we get more rain? That's the question. He says, I do not like seeing Max at the top of the timing board if he or RB aren't on my team at the moment. I agree, but he's not on that many teams, so I think you're fine. I think it's worse if, like, you don't have Norris, right? Then you're sweating. You would be... Imagine if you didn't have Norris right now, you'd be sweating every race. Bottas is slow. The Haas's haven't set times, which is pretty crazy considering. If it starts raining now, they're just out. Maybe it won't rain. I'm just listening to what the commentators are saying. Bottas doesn't finish his lap, it goes into the pits. I know I saw a question. Oh, there's... Oh. Yep. Bottas is going on slicks. Fast switch. If they are that, you know, hurried to get the softs on, if they are that hurried to get the softs on, then presumably there is rain on the way. Did Bottas to Gasly and McLaren to Ferrari? Gee whiz. I mean, I like it. I like it. McLaren is good, but like Gasly's better. So yeah, I like it. These conditions where it's between soft and inches is good for McLaren, I think. I think so too. Look at the sky, yeah, it looks pretty grey. The Aston Martin is just so underwhelming, man. 7th for Stroll though, faster than Piastri and Perez, but it'll hardly matter. Gasly has set a time, but imagine being Pierre Gasly right now. You just know you're starting P20, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone's stressing out, you know. Bottas is stressing out on softs. Leclerc is stressing out on softs to maybe set a time while you know, in between the rain and the rain and the dry conditions. Gasly I'm just gonna set a lap, bro. I'm lost anyway. G-Wiz says, need some budget advice too. Thanks for the help. I mean, listen, I was planning on getting Ferrari in this week. It's just that getting McLaren in gives me, like, I think McLaren will outscore Ferrari in terms of points. And even without those budget increases, I can probably get to the lineup I want. Sainz is, okay, everyone's trying softs now. Dude, the sky is so grey. The sky is so grey. Lando Norris, even on inches, that corner looks like the worst. Turn 3. That looks wet. Wet ass. Let's see how these guys in softs do. I think Bottas is coming in here now, starting his lap on softs. This will be very, very interesting because this could change everything. Or it just won't rain and everyone just gets a free lap on slicks. Hulkenberg still no lap. Yeah, that worries me. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that. What are Hulkenberg doing? Our horse... Oh, okay. Checo. Oh, that ruins it for everyone. Oh, Checo. Oh, Checo. It's gonna start raining. Hulkenberg could be out because of no... Why did Haas not set a time for Hulkenberg? What are you doing, man? I mean, I do like Hulkenberg from P19, but... If it starts raining now, Hulkenberg's lost. But I do like that, so... How did they give him a new contract? I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, yeah, Hulkenberg has no time, Daniel, but I think Hulkenberg will be fine. Because he can set a time later, but if it starts raining, he's just going to be lost. And I don't mind Hulkenberg being P19. I mean, okay, listen, Gasly's going to be lost. We know that. Checo, what an absolute dumbass. That's tragic. Tragic stuff. Poor Perez, bad to worse. Yep. What's Paris done? He's in the gravel.
Kollar du här uppe eller?
Yeah.
Ja. Come on, Lewis.
We have Uncle here.
Come on, Lewis.
Pettis like a nut.
Det är skrattretande.
Oh, absolutely terrible. How did he get a contract?
He's gonna get the sack anyway. Performance, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if this continues, then do have to sack him. Why did QUALI clock stop? It does that. It only red flags only stops the timer in practice. They do stop the QUALI clock if it's like enough remaining on the session.
Ja, de stänger väl av klockan? Gör de inte?
Yeah. They turn the clock off. If there's like a minute, if there's like a minute left, they sometimes say this session won't be resumed. But yeah, get him out. Yep. So yeah, they stop the QUALI clock, which means the Hulk will be fine. Hulk will set a time. It just might rain, and then Hulkenberg, will be P19 because why would you? Oh yeah. Paris is out. Paris is out, but he might be through because of his time that he sets. But I mean, that means he starts in P15, right? I think Paris is just P15 at this point. I don't think. Maybe if they get a run on slicks, if it doesn't rain, Paris could be out in Q1. But I'm assuming Paris is P15. Do you have a preference between Hamilton and Russell? Well, I mean, I'm a bigger fan of Hamilton over Russell, but I think Russell is better for fantasy right now. Russell's outperforming Hamilton recently, and yeah. It's very close between them. I mean, look at the time right now. Well, it's 800s. Ham better this weekend, Russ better in the future. I can get that, yeah. Ham's better in the rain and better at Silverstone. Ooh, now we've got a dilemma. Final fix Paris? No, he's gonna DNF. Will be second last on the grid. He won't be through all set time on slicks. Well, it could rain. It could rain, Fraser. But I wouldn't trust Paris from P19 even. Definitely not over Norris. High cover. I think France has a good chance of winning. I think Spain's gonna win. If you're gonna say stupid stuff cover, you might as well do it in the nation. That's my friend, by the way, so don't, I'm being mean to him because of that. Oh, we now see, wow, Paris, what a disaster. How does he not know that? Can they pull me forwards? What? Oh my god. Oh, I mean, Ricardo also almost went off there. It's what is it? It's turn 3, right? I think it's turn 3. Tommaso says they need to score a goal to win. Yup. That's so true. Paris' pants. Put Danny in the Red Bull for Q2. True. Actually, no. Where's Sonoda? 13th? Put Sonoda in. I'm all for Sonoda in Red Bull. I like Danny, but I think he's had his chance. I think Sonoda deserves it. Heard Perez is on the team because he brings in a lot of Mexican sponsorship money. I mean, Red Bull have enough money. They don't need the Mexican. I mean, obviously he does get Mexican sponsorship money, but they don't need him for that. If that was a Williams, yes, I would understand. But Perez is not a paid driver. He's supposed to be there to help the team win the championship. They lose more money if they don't win the championship than what he brings in. What qualifying are we at now? It's still Q1, 7:30. The red flag stopped the timer because Perez is an absolute donut and put it in the gravel. He went to the beach, took a little trip. He's taken seat from so many good drivers. I agree. I think Sainz should be there. I think Tsunoda should be there. I think Danny should be there. I just don't think Perez is good enough. And I don't really like being super critical of drivers' driving ability on this channel because, like, how much just I know, you know? I can barely parallel park. But I think it's fair to criticize Paris. I think so. Everyone's tires are losing temp. Yep. But everyone want to get out soon, so. FPL veteran. FPL veteran just sent me his team. In Swedish, how are you? What team did you settle on? I'm just gonna link him the stream. Is that is that rude? I'm just gonna link him the stream. There you go. I'm just gonna send him the stream link. Resuming in 1 minute. Yep. Red Bull won't win constructors. That's a big call, Martin. That's a big call. But I mean, if Checo continues to do this, they won't. I think what is speaking in Red Bull's favor is that the other team, like, there's not a clear single rival, right? If it was like in 2021 with a Mercedes who was very, very clearly challenged, it was only a 2-horse race, then yes. But I think Mercedes and Ferrari are taking too many points away from McLaren for McLaren to be truly able to challenge. Or, you know, McLaren taking points away from Ferrari, technically, for, you know, yeah. So I still think Red Bull will win Constructors, but it won't be because of Checo. It will be because Red Bull... It will be because of Max, obviously, but it will be because of Ferrari and McLaren and Mercedes taking points off each other. So, yeah. A pair. It looks like rain's on the way. I don't think everyone will have time. Nico's actually out on track now, so that's good. Everyone's on slicks. Paris will definitely be out if they can get laps in on slicks, but rain's definitely on the way. And that turn 3 looks awful. There's absolutely no dry line there. Oh, no, not turn 3. What am I saying? It's some other one. Okay, yep, that's a penalty. If they're that fast on telling off Stroll for driving past the red lights, that's definitely a penalty. Rain will come from... Oh, turn 7. It's turn 7. Turn 7. Oh, was it? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't now. Yeah, Stroll is not out yet. No, it's on the out lap. It was either just now or it was like when the red flag happened for Checo's incident. But I think that's a pretty clear... does anyone know what the penalty for that is? I actually don't know. I haven't seen that penalty in a long time, like driving past the red lights at the pits. I'm assuming it's a grid position drop. Maybe it's a reprimand. I have no idea. Paris ruins our Gasly plans points a bit. Maybe, but you could also see it as Gasly could follow Paris up the field. Norris was on my screen when you said that's a penalty and he's by 2x. I was so scared. Yeah, they briefly showed that Stroll is being investigated. Wind has picked up, which means that if the rain comes, it's going to be awful. Bottas is doing his lap on softs, but there's definitely traffic. Sargent isn't out. Now, Sargent's out just now, so Noda's lost on the grid, I think. Yeah, Bottas is first to set a lap. He goes past Danny. Oh, it's so much faster. This is so exciting. I think everyone has one shot, and then it's over. It wasn't a Checo crashed, says Brick Wall. Yeah, that makes more sense. That definitely makes more sense. Yeah, it's turn 7. That's the bad one. Softs are so fast. Yeah. Let's see. Bottas does A. It's very dry there. -3.3 seconds to pole. Shows faster in second sector. Everyone is improving. Literally, like, ignore the timetable on the left. That's not gonna matter anymore. I think everyone gets a lap in. So, one mistake and you're gone. Hulk's fast in sector 2. Bottas, 1:32.4. That's 4.7 seconds faster than Hamilton. So, literally, yeah, Perez is gonna be P19 for sure. Which I think it does mess with our Gasly plans a bit, but not too much. Maybe Perez will... Magnussen splits the kicks. I don't think that's good enough. That's a really good lap from Bottas, actually. Hulkenberg. Oh, yeah, Magnussen's so much slower than Hulk. A whole second. That's a really good lap from Hulk. I don't know if that's a good lap from Hulk, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what a good lap is anymore. Stroll has a really bad lap. Pit lane incident involving Alonso and Stroll noted. Stroll messed up. He's going to be lost unless he can set another lap. Or lost, like, ahead of Perez still, but P18. I think Stroll might be out. He must... Oh, someone's in the gravel. Oh! Max in the gravel! Oh, my God. Oh, my God, it's raining. Max is in the gravel. Max is in the gravel. It's raining. Max could be out. Max could be out. Both Red Bulls could be out. Oh, my God, I can't final fix Max. I don't have money to final fix Max. Oh, my God. Yeah, you definitely need this lap. It's already raining. It's raining. It's raining. Move. Surely Verstappen's just out, right? Or are more people messing up? Yeah, that's where it's raining. It's raining in Sector 2 heavily. Sainz does not improve in Sector 2. Oh no, imagine if Verstappen is through despite the mistake. Oh my God, Leclerc's so much slower. What's happening in Sector 2? Show Sector 2. I don't care about Sainz in Sector 3. Ricciardo goes faster than Max. I'm just looking at people crossing Max Verstappen's time at this point. Sainz faster than Max. Faster than Max. That final sector is fine. It's that Sector 2 that's really, really bad. That's Sector 2. It's raining heavily. It must be raining so badly in Sector 2 when they're not even improving on slicks. Leclerc goes faster. Max is going to be out. Max could be out. Does he have enough fuel to go for another run? Oh my God. What happened to Max? Oh, it's early. Oh, he just missed it instantly. Does he have enough fuel in his car? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's raining in turn 1. I don't have the budget. I don't have the budget for this. I want to final fix Max. I need like another 0.5 million. Can someone please give me more 0.5? Jetto! You should have the budget for this. If anyone, give me 0.5 of your money. I'm so close to being able to final fix Max. This really messes with our Gasly plans, by the way. Verstappen's at risk. Perez is out. Gasly doesn't care. So Gasly's just out. But he set a time, so who cares? Yeah, Gasly's not making a lap. He's not risking it. Oh, someone's... Oh, Sainz's time got deleted. Sainz is out. I think Sainz is out. Sainz might even be behind Perez. No, Max is third. What do you mean? Oh, my God. We didn't even see that. What is the TV direction? We didn't even get to see Max's lap. Oh, my God. Can you final fix constructors? You cannot, Bubbles. You cannot. You can't. Well, I thought it was raining. That was super exciting, and then it's not exciting because Sargent's lost again. How is Sargent still lost, by the way? Albon second. Woo! Sargent. Sonoda's probably out. Sargent sixth! What's a kilometer? Rah! Eagle noises. Caw! You know, whatever. Hamilton fastest. Time's up. Checkered flag. Hamilton goes fastest. 1:29.54. What happened with the rain? Where did the rain go? Russell second fastest. Ricardo. I think Magnussen's gonna be out here. I think everyone's improving now. Verstappen's setting another lap. Ricardo P6, Verstappen only P8, Sainz P3, Leclerc could be out. No, he's setting another lap. He's fine. Show could bump Magnussen down. Ocon is in 18th. What? Oh, but he's not. Doesn't have checkered flag yet. So surely Ocon has another time in him. Leclerc P3. He's fine. Show Tsunoda fastest sector 1. Show goes 7th. I think Magnussen's gone. Magnussen's definitely gone, which I actually like that. I actually like that for my team. Tsunoda fastest first sector. Surely he's through. Where's Ocon's time? Is Ocon done? Or is he still on track? Shows through. Is that it? Where's Ocon? What happened to Ocon, man? Ocon's out. Oh well, I mean that's really good for my team. Honestly, like you have, I couldn't have asked for a better Q1 exit. Both Alpines, Magnussen, everyone's just running. I'm predicting overtakes tomorrow. Ocon's 18th is good because he'll definitely overtake. Agree. Magnussen in 17th has positions to overtake. Agree. Sargent at P15. Yum yum. Yum yum. Yeah, Sargent P6 WTF says Jetto. Yes. By the way, is it Jetto or Jito? I would say Jito. Sargent ended like P14, so it wasn't too crazy. Oh, yeah, I think Ocon got unlucky. Unlucky. Alright, I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom and piss while we wait for Q2 to start. I'll be back in like a minute. Alright, we're back. Just in time for Q2. That was a crazy Q1 for sure. Jetto heard so many versions of my name in the online gaming community, so anything works. That's fine. Oh my god. That was a crazy Q1. I'm hoping the Q2 is as crazy. That'd be really fun. Oh! Tsunoda who could get points. Gasly, Hulk, Bottas who could make or overtake Tsunoda who could get points. Yeah. If we think, I think Hulk is my yeah. I have Gasly, Ocon, and Magnussen out in Q1. That's really good. Really good. And then Hulkenberg can hopefully, you know, get a P9, get some points. You'd love to see it. Perez out, Ricardo or Tsunoda in. I think so. All customs. Yeah, for driver. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they re-signed. I don't know why they re-signed him, to be honest. I thought he was gone after last year. My Bottas got out in Q1, that's good. Yeah, but like he has fast cars behind him, so it's not great. I think Bottas is going to get overtaken by everyone behind him. Ideally, you'd want him to be like P19. Alright. Yeah, everyone... It's exciting because everyone is stressing out to make laps, you know? It is pretty interesting. Oh, I missed the replay of Stroll exiting on a red light. What is the penalty for that? Because that could definitely matter if Stroll gets like a P14. Does seem like a budget increase weekend for Bottas. Probably not, but maybe. Anything can happen. Yeah, maybe. I think that could be the reason all customs. They don't want a person who can challenge Max. They want someone who knows that they're the clear second choice. Max is number one. You will never be number one. You know, and they won't challenge him either, but it will bring in enough points for them to win the championship. But at this point, it's, you know, if this continues and Max can't carry them on, it worked last year because Max won every race. But this year, there are more different winners, and Max is not the surefire winner every weekend. You need Perez to step up, get like a P5, P6. That's enough, man. But he can't keep doing this. Penalty for exiting pit lane at a red light. What's the odds I'm gonna get any hits on Google? Probably not. No. Obviously not. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Has this happened before? I think Stroll is getting a penalty. I don't think it's just a reprimand. I think he probably gets like a 3-place grid penalty. But I don't know. That's just what I would give him. Gasly and Bottas for overtaking Tsunoda and Hulkenberg for top finishing points. Yeah, maybe. But I think Bottas looks pretty rough there because every car behind him is fast. He has Magnussen, he has 2 Alpines and a Red Bull. So I think Bottas could definitely be overtaken a couple times. I think Sargent looks awful for everyone who owns him. I'm glad I'm not on a Sargent build. The thing is with Logan Sargent is that he's worse when he gets to Q2. That's the thing with Logan Sargent. He's worse when he gets to Q2 for fantasy, by the way, for fantasy. Because you just know he's going to perform badly in the race because his race pace is not up to standard. So you just know he's going to drop to P20 and get like a -5 pointer, you know? So when you have Sargent, you only have Sargent because you have to have Sargent in your team, right? When you have to have Sargent in your team to afford with whichever other drivers you want him to be P20. Because then at least he can maybe get an overtake, get like a 3-4 pointer, and maybe not drop in price. Like he is what? A second and a half slower than Albon? Come on, man, you have the same car. A second and a half on softs. 1.4 seconds. Yikes. He's getting worse. He's getting worse. Alonso faster than Albon, Stroll slower. Let's see. Hulkenberg, slower than Alonso, but pretty good. 27.7. Track is improving significantly. It's not raining anymore. This, like there are sprinkles of rain maybe appearing at in sector 1, but it's that end of sector 2 that just like is not drying up at all. Piastri goes fastest, but just barely faster than Alonso, 127.631. Verstappen, final corner. 120. Wow, only 127.8. So slower than Hulkenberg. Sainz goes fastest, 127.5. Maybe this in between soft and maybe this is good for Ferrari. That's worrying for Verstappen. Maybe he got some damage on the gravel run. Leclerc, a second slower than Sainz, goes P9. Hamilton only P8. Russell does maybe just he's lost. Must have made a pretty severe mistake. Norris goes fastest by a 10th. We have Ricardo. I was choosing between Bottas and Show, so I guess I'm on the right track. Yeah, I think definitely Bottas is better than Show. But there's a lot of drivers that need to be eliminated here. Like Sargent, surely Sargent, Show, Albon are all out in this. Maybe Albon goes through actually. Tsunoda improves, but only slightly. Leclerc's now on P11. 9 minutes left to go though. Russell way slower, but I'm assuming they're doing 2 warm-up laps. Yeah, they are. Here we go, Russell. 2 warm-up laps. Sector 2. Tires didn't feel good for Leclerc. That's worrying. Russell faster than Tsunoda, but only barely. That's worrying for the Mercedes. Are they really that slow in the dry? Do they need the wet that much? That sneeze was brutal, by the way. I'm so happy I managed to mute the stream before that. Verstappen floor damage, I think? Maybe. Oof. Oh my god. Ham not looking good. But I think nah, he's fine. He's P3. I think Mercedes are doing 2 warm-up laps for some reason. Their car is so weird. Alonso fastest in sector 2. Hello. Aston Martin. Stroll 5th fastest. Alonso fastest by 1 whole 10th. 15 hundredths. Alonso. I mean, the track is definitely just improving lap by lap quite significantly. What the hell is going on? I don't know. It seems mistake to not change Bottas to Albon so far. I'm not so sure, man. I don't think Albon's going to qualify in P5. Copium. It is what it is. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's valid not to trust Williams, ever. I think Alonso took it personally when you said he's a bad asset. He's been the worst the past few weeks, though. It's very justified. He's been terrified. He's been absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not only has Alonso been in poor form, but like for fantasy, what even is it like? Has he even scored points? Let's see. Race results. Sainz goes fastest. Russell still in the knockout. Surely not. Like, what is this? I guess he got 14 points in Canada, but 10 points in the sprint. He's worse than Albon, Gasly, Stroll, Mag, Hulk. Terrible. As a B tier, 1 point in Spain. As a B tier asset, by the way. This is actually like Ricardo level of points, but worse. He's like matching Gasly's points. Almost. But he's a B tier asset. I think Alonso's getting to Q3 finally. Piastri, fastest in Sector 2. I mean, everyone's just literally just... The track evolution is crazy. I don't think any of these laps are getting through at this point. Piastri goes faster by 2 whole tenths. Like, do we really think Russell's going out on this? No, no way. Rain is not. Doesn't look like it's gonna rain. Green color is consistent. Yep. Ah, that's fair. He's not getting negatives, but it's still pretty poor. For a B tier asset, that's not what you want to see. 10 because of the fastest lap, I think. Yeah, you're right. That's really funny. He would have gotten 0 points in the sprint if not for that fastest lap. Yikes. Yikes. Wow. That's really fun. That's a really... Thank you, Trickatella, for letting me know. That's really funny. I'm Alonso fan, so it hurts, but I think he seems to be getting back into shape now. Yeah. It's looking like it, but... For this race, at least. You know, he's P3 right now. But then again, I don't think these times are what people are going through on. Didn't Norris set like a 23 yesterday? Literally everyone is setting laps right now. Hulkenberg, fastest in Sector 1. Track evolution goes brrr, you know? Not just for fantasy, just generally. Yeah, I agree, Customs. Damn, I hope Sargent keeps his this P11. It will be like minus 10 points for Sargent owners. Yep. Yeah, Hulkenberg, purple fast sector. I mean, in the simulations, he was the second fastest on softs in that first sector after Lando Norris, so it makes sense. The Haas upgrade is really strong there. Hulk goes fastest by a tenth. I think everyone who's below, yeah, I mean, the track, look at the track now on that zoomed out camera view. You could see how the track is drying up. Sun's shining now even. Here we go, Russell. Yeah, it's completely dry now. I think we're going to start seeing 25s, 24s pretty soon. Yeah, literally everyone is improving in the first sector. Everyone has to set a lap where you're out. Everyone has to set a lap where you're out. I took autopilot. That's fair, Joseph. Not what I would have done, but... what were your drivers, Joseph? Hulk quality pace is something different. True. I would love a Hulk P1, to be honest. I say as Russell goes fastest by a tenth. Actually 800, so even less. Show only barely improves. I think Show is going to be P15, if I'm honest. Hamilton goes second fastest, splitting Russell and... Oh my god, it's only 4 thousandths between Russell and Hamilton. And Norris goes fastest by 2 whole tenths. Driver of the day, Merchant. Let's go. I think that will be fine for Norris. I think Norris's fastest time in FP2 was like a 23 something, right? I could be wrong though. Wait, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see, where is it? We have... No, practice 3. I want to look at the times in practice 2. Oh no, I'm stupid. It was the 1:26.5. So we're approaching. That's almost his time now is almost what he said in FP2. So this is approaching max. I was about to say. I was like, what, 23? Yeah, no, I'm smoking something. Yeah, it's 26.5, not 23.5. 26.5. So Norris is approaching his fastest time in FP2 now. I mean, he's pretty much there. It's like a couple thousands away. Leclerc improving pretty substantially. Sainz also improving, but not by a lot. Oh, well, Sainz is actually faster than Norris in Sector 1. That's when Norris was fast, by the way. Norris was really good in Sector 1. Albon's 5th. Sargent's 8th. I mean, Sargent in the Q3? No, there's no way. Verstappen is 10th. Alright, what's Verstappen said like a 22? Just 4 seconds faster than everyone else. Sorry guys, I forgot to turn up the engine. I had been driving in 4th gear all the time. Piastri goes 2nd fastest. Checkered flag. Leclerc only 7th behind Albon and Hulk. That might not be enough. Sainz goes up to 5th. That should be enough. Hulk has checkered flag. Leclerc has checkered flag. Tsunoda's 10th. That's definitely out. Sargent is still in this. Both assets behind. Stroll not improving. Alonso goes 2nd. Sargent is 10th. Nah, Verstappen is definitely improving. Oh, Sargent has checkered flag, so Sargent's going to be out. Verstappen goes out to P6 only. Only P6. Let's see. Leclerc could be out. Leclerc could be out. Here comes Stroll. Stroll knocks Leclerc. Just barely. Leclerc's out. Shows out. Danny Rick lost. That's Sargent from P12, unless Stroll gets a penalty. Sargent could be P11 here. Leclerc's out. Leclerc is P11. Stroll P10. We still don't know if Stroll will get a penalty for driving past a red light. So Stroll P10. Yeah. Well, yeah, so Leclerc's out. Sargent out. Tsunoda out. Show out. Ricciardo out. Yeah, it's a bad position for the V-Carbs, honestly, so I'm happy I sold Tsunoda. P13 is not great. Ricciardo, P15, even worse. Actually, I don't know what's worth between P13 and P15. There are some fast cars behind them. I'm fearing for the V-Carb owners. I don't care much about my fantasy team, just so sad for the guy. Yeah. Sargent P12 is honestly pretty good as a driver. It's awful for fantasy. Yeah, P12 for Sargent is really, really good for Logan Sargent, but is awful for fantasy. Aston, but who has them? I don't think Aston is a factor in this at all. Really. Oh my, look at that. Look at that chocolate block. Who got blocked? Oh my god, Norris got super blocked. Yikes. Yikes. That could be a penalty. Hamilton penalty for impeding. I hope Albon P10 only in Q3, or I'll be mad I don't have him. Yeah, I mean, Albon... Okay, so what I think is the cutoff, and this is actually pretty interesting, for a C-tier asset in Q3. Say you have a driver like Albon or like Sargent that we are assuming is going to fall back in the race because of Checo and the Alpines coming, you know? Where is it good? I think if they qualify P7, right? That's 4 points. With a couple of overtakes and not losing too many positions, like even going from P7 to a P10, losing 3 positions, gaining 1, that's 2 points plus some overtakes in the race should be enough. I think an Albon, or like even if Sargent went through here, from P10 is actually pretty bad. So we'll see what happens. Hamilton does have a habit for impeding during qualies, but he gets away with it. True. But that looked pretty bad. It was pretty obvious. If you at any point get penalty for impeding, it should be there. We're cooking with McLaren, Mercedes, Norris. I think we are, honestly. I think my team is looking pretty flawless at the moment. Hulkenberg is cooking. Bottas is disaster this weekend. Yeah, it's looking like that. I think Show looks even worse though. P15 for Show. How does he not end the How does Show not end up P20? Right. Leclerc P10. And need to think about final fix or not worth. No. No, we saw what Leclerc did from a similar position last weekend, and it was just not enough. The Ferrari's just fourth fastest. If Ferrari was as fast as they were in like Monaco or before McLaren and Mercedes got good in Canada, I think then yes. But like right now, Ferrari's fourth fastest, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, what's the highest you see Leclerc getting? P5? No, probably not. P6 or P7. Definitely in the rank rise, I went from 9k to 37k in the last 4 weekends. That's rough racing. That's rough. But that's the way sometimes. That's just what happens sometimes. 5:57 local time, so in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, Q3 will start. Yeah, I think Bottas is disaster, Show's disaster. I think Sargent is mega disaster. Do you honestly see Sargent finishing the race in P12? No. I think he's going to end the race P18. At the best. Oh, that alone is -6. Like, McLaren looks really strong, to be honest. Oh, they just said that on the broadcast. That's terrifying. 20. Kyle went from 24th to 1,440th. You were 24th in the world, Kyle. I mean, being top 100 at any point is crazy. I've had the opposite. I'm only going up. I'm definitely climbing. I mean, I have gone down a bit, but I've not dropped like crazy at any point. A lot of people have Bottas or Show. At least I have the right one. Yep. But I think, yeah, Bottas is just clearly the better option over Show at their similar price point. Whew. As long as Sargent does not crash into snow that started to screw me. I mean, when was the last time Sargent raced with cars behind and ahead and to the side of him? I'm just hoping all those semi-fast drivers, Ocon, Gasly, Magnussen, Perez, I just hope they don't compete too much amongst themselves and crash. Global list has teams with McLaren, Mercedes, Norris, Russell, and 3 top tier C. Yikes. Hulk, Mag, and Gasly, so I will lose every weekend points to them because I'm like 1 million behind the budget. That's what's so crazy, like the budget games, and if you get ahead early, like how do you have McLaren, Mercedes, Norris, Russell, and 3 top tier C with Hulk, Mag, and Gasly? That's just disgusting, man. It's literally impossible for me to win, you know? Like, you don't catch up to that. You need to get so unfathomably, like in a game such as Fantasy Premier League, that's sort of mitigated, but in F1 Fantasy, man, the early season is so important for budget rises, man. They have like 125.5. I have like 124.5, so I'm stuck with one bad C. Yeah, that's the problem. Like those at the top, you essentially need them to have a DNF on a driver that you don't have, because the teams ends up being so similar. You need to have perfect finish. Yeah, exactly, all customs. You literally need to be perfect. You can't have any DNFs. You need to be perfect to catch up at this point. But yeah, I know now how, I mean, we know now how the budget system works. I would have played the start of the season so differently if we knew how the budget worked back then. My God. I had Verstappen for so long at the start of the season because I thought he felt essential to me, and like I see now what a terrible mistake that was. I should have had Norris or Leclerc from the start and better C2 drivers, but I was insisting on running Max, Ferrari, Mercedes. And this is Russell and I have Piastri, yeah. You need things like that, Gino, or Jetto, even if like, obviously you can't, someone is bound to have the same team as you now, but you just need all the assets that you don't have to crash, right? Yeah, we definitely need like a tips and Q&A video at the end of the season for next year, how to step up for the first, say, 8 races of 2025. Oh, believe me, I'm already planning stuff. That's like 4 months away, but I'm definitely making like a basics guide, and then I'm making an advanced guide. We'll do end of season Q&A, end of season wrap up, end of season discussions, all of that in the off season in December. By the way, one football question: do you believe England will beat Switzerland today? No, I think Switzerland will win. I think Bellingham might win. England is literally just like all individual quality, hoping for a goal. But I'm surprised they haven't conceded more. I think if people actually, like, I think if teams actually went to try and beat England, I think they would. But, you know, teams like Slovakia and like that, they were very much contending with a draw and backing up. So, I think if people just bring the game to England, I think England are screwed. That's why you should cheer for the Netherlands. I think Netherlands will beat England if England beats Switzerland. What do you think about the Spain versus Germany game, Crazy? I love that game. That game was so good. And then the France versus Portugal game was so boring. No, that game was great. I loved the Spain. 15 yellow cards? Whoosh! Good times. Good football. I think Spain will go and win it now. I said that before the game, that I think the winner of Germany-Spain will win. It really felt like a semi-final. They have a super team on paper with no chemistry but terrible coach. Yep. Spain are playing really good. Yep, I agree. 5 top tier C drivers and 2 A tier constructors, limitless. Race 2 is also highly tempting. If, like last year, there's a clear top 5. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think start of next year, I'm not really gonna bother with what is happening on track right now, because it's early Q3 and they're gonna set another run. Start of next season, I think we just look, what are the C tiers, right? What are the B tiers? What are the A tiers? I think early season, you avoid all A tiers. It's not worth it. Even like Red Bull, if Red Bull look fastest, I think it's not worth it. You need to gain budget early, because the earlier you gain budget, the earlier you can get ahead. I think you rock out with B tiers and C tiers only. So no Max, no Red Bull. You get them later in the season. You need to find the fastest B tier driver, which is probably Leclerc or Norris, right? And then you get one of them as your DRS boost. You stick it on them. You find the best C tier assets, while the C tiers are close in price. So you probably do 4 premium C tiers, 1 B tier driver, and then 2 B tier constructors. I think that's the team you build. And then you just need to get the C tiers correct. Like, I lost out early in the season because Russell, oh my god. Russell just has a 126.024 6 thousandths ahead of Norris. Verstappen is nowhere. Verstappen is actually nowhere. It's actually triple Britain at the top. Wow. Hulk 6th. Hulk 6th. Has to be damage. Or maybe the Red Bull's slow. But yeah, it might be damage. I feel like the B tier lineup is the way to start next season F1 Fantasy. 100% agree. 100% agree. 2 B tier constructors, 1 B tier driver, and the best C tier drivers you can afford. I lost out early in the season because I ran. I didn't have Ferrari McLaren. I didn't have I did have Ferrari Mercedes, but then I ran Max Verstappen as my single A tier, and yes, I got a bit more points early, but because of that, I had to have like Albon and Bottas and Show. I didn't have the Haas. I was super late on the Haas's. I was late on Stroll. I was late on Yuki. So yeah, I just lost a lot of budget at the start of the season, and I've been doing pretty well to catch up, to be fair. But I used my wildcard in Japan. If I had not used my wildcard in Japan, I would have been so far behind on budget, it would not even be close. Oh. Norris and Russell, same. Autopilot payoff, yeah, could be. Autopilot, to be fair, I will say Autopilot is definitely the worst chip in the game. I mean, it's not bad, but it's the least powerful chip in the game. Also, why is this so high? I look so tiny. Oh, yeah. There we go. I think. Maybe because I have the posture of a toad. Alright, let's not sit on this practice screen anymore. This does nothing for us. Let's just look at this. Here is, oh yeah, it's the one on the, what if I do this? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We can do this for now. Qualifying, and we can just make this a bit bigger. There you go. We'll look at this for the rest of the qualifying. Everyone's going out. Final run. Russell currently P1, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, McLaren, and Mercedes. It looks like my team is cooking. Hulkenberg P6, cooking. Albon P10, terrible. Stroll and Alonso in 8th and 9th. Could be a bit of a block for people to get further ahead. Sainz 7th, pretty terrible. Shrimp? Yeah, like a shrimp. Yeah, posture like a shrimp. That's me. I ran Max at the start also, but had Haas in race 1, so made up for not running Paris, which was clearly the better early choice. Yep. Crazy that at one point this season Paris was the best option. What happened, man? Why does this happen every year in the middle of the season? Not sure if you've seen it before, but there's a great live timing site if you don't pay for F1.com, F1-.com. I have not seen that. F1-.com. This looks pretty good. Oh my god, I've been looking for this. I've actually been looking for exactly this. I saw this on someone else's stream and I didn't know what it was. Oh my god, Hugo, you're an absolute legend. I literally saw this on another person's stream and I wondered what it was. I thought it... Oh my god, I'm actually... Thank you so much. F1 dash F1-dash.com. Wait, wrong keyboard. F1-dash.com. If it's working on... It might not work on Mac. I have it up here and it looks great. I'm definitely using this for the next stream. There we go. Go to dashboard. Come on. Alright, well, not for this time, but next stream looks really, really good. Thank you so much, Hugo. I will definitely be using this next stream. Oh! Max Verstappen messed up. Max Verstappen definitely messed up. That was not a good exit in, what was turn 6? Max Verstappen does not improve in sector 1. No, it's not sector. Hamilton barely improving, not improving personally, but still faster than Russell. Norris not improving. Oh, it's looking like it's just done. It's so brutally even. Let's see, sector 2 and 3. Piastri's a good position behind Sainz. I think Piastri could set a good time here. Piastri has a perfect slipstream on Sainz at the moment. Stroll faster than Albon, but not more than that. Verstappen improved sector 2. Hulkenberg fastest sector 1. P5 for Hulkenberg. Verstappen. Norris is not improving. Verstappen 4th. Ahead of Piastri, but I think Piastri is better. That's not good for Verstappen. I think Verstappen's going to end 4th. I think Verstappen is going to end 5th. Russell's faster in sector 2. Hamilton goes past Russell and Norris. Oh my god. Oh my god. Russell though. Russell gets pole. Piastri. Where's Piastri? Alright. Sainz. No, Piastri does not improve. Piastri did not improve. Wow. Double Mercedes. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. No way. Verstappen is nowhere. Mercedes 1-2. They both got past Norris. That's crazy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Top 3 old Brits, yep. Norris and Verstappen next to each other again. See, this is what I mean. Like, I think Red Bull's going to win the Constructors only because Mercedes are taking points from McLaren. I don't think Mercedes have the pace. We'll see. Why did Alonso pit? Because he wasn't on improvement. If they're not improving, they just head into the pits. They don't care. If they see they're not going to beat it. Driver of the day might just not go to Norris this week. I mean, if Norris gets past them both and wins. Slight mistake from Verstappen in sector 1. I mean, even if Verstappen has damage, he made a mistake in sector 1 and still got P4, so he probably lost like a 10th on that mistake alone. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Should have autopiloted? Nah. Nah. Why did Hulk go? P6? Hulk in P6 is amazing, by the way. Is Hulk P6 or P7? I didn't see. What is it? It's Verstappen 4th, Piastri 5th. Yeah, I'm sorry for recommending Piastri over Russell and Hamilton. I did not think Mercedes were that strong. I thought it was strong, but I thought McLaren would be faster. They struggle when it's cold too. Mercedes good on cold days. Yeah, I have noticed that too. It's a good analysis, Joseph. Good analysis. Wow, that's gonna make it really interesting for tomorrow. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for me. I will be back on Monday with a video on what happened in Silverstone. I will be back with, it's probably 3 or 4 videos this week. We have team selection video, we have a transfer plans video, we have a halfway point review video, and maybe something else as well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, why are you still here? Yeah, just subscribe. You should. There's more videos coming, probably 3 or 4 next week. I am making a Discord that you can join. It's not there yet, but it will be there on Monday or Tuesday or something like that when I fix it. I'm doing a lot of prep for the channel.
Get in there. Yeah. Get in there.
The Mercedes fan is happy. All right. I'm signing out. I'll see you on the channel in the week and for the next live stream, whenever that is. So, thank you for today. Thank you for all the super chats. Yeah, no subscribe, no leave. True. All right. Enjoy the football, guys.